happened? Wait a minute, 11:48? How is that possible? I just rolled out of bed. No way. Hello, it's the hamster. How are you? Good morning. Sunday morning, December 4th, 2022, Christmas month. I understand Hammerhand has a sermon tonight, 6:20 Central Time, United States of America. So feel free to enjoy the show. Shit's all staged, says the guy, bro. I don't know. Yeah, maybe. maybe. You think it's for publicity or for attention? What do you think what would be the reason Kanye he wants more attention or money? What the hell I don't know. I'm not sure. I think he's actually losing his cookies. I think he's got a mental breakdown going on. That's what Ben Shapiro is going to tell us here in a minute, in his opinion. Because as you may have heard, Kanye West was on Tim Pool's show, walked out, and brought along apparently an honest-to-God Nazi, this Nick Fuentes guy. I don't know anything about him, but that's what I heard. I'd have to have proof that the guy's a Nazi, but okay, that's what people are saying. And Milo Yiannopoulos, who is just a big, cuddly, soft fuzzball at this point. I mean, he used to be, now it's just like, I'll show up. When I write a book, I'll show up and we'll do something. Yeah, Milo got, as you know, Milo, maybe you don't know, Milo got canceled. He was one of the, probably not the first one, but he was certainly a big one, right? Got canceled on YouTube and Twitter and fucking everywhere. You got rid of the guy because he said something, a little bit with respect to stuff. We won't get into it here, but that's why he got because he used to be a gay guy, so he's probably gay, flaming gay, and that's good for him. But evidently, at some point, he's not gay anymore. I'm guessing it's a shtick, right? Because I think Milo was actually married. I think he had a husband. I'm not sure. Again, I can't follow everything. There's too much shit going on in the world. You can't do it all at the same time. But Milo did talk about a certain thing, and he got canceled, basically. And I can't remember where that was. Was it Joe Rogan? Might have been Joe Rogan. I'm not sure. So you got Milo Nick Fuentes, and then you got Kanye West, one of the most richest people in the world. Most famous, very talented man, artist and all that stuff. He's got the shoes. He's got everything. And the guy seems to be imploding. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Jared. Yeah, he was married to a black dude, right? Yeah, so I don't know if that's still going on or his new being straight or Christian is a shtick or whatever, but okay, I guess that's his deal. Could, well, I mean, if you can suddenly change your mind like that, maybe he was bi to begin with, not sure. Hello, Michelle Guevara. Mile High Ronin is in the building. We got that beer delivered for you in Chicago last night, Mile High, and I'm sure Post Kebab probably drank it all. Shiite Poster, hello, good morning. Brandon Trueblood, you know it, man. He's special. He's so cute. And he has a fashion sense that just doesn't end. It's amazing. So let's go to the clip. It's Ben Shapiro talking about Kanye West. Oh, again, I didn't finish the story. Kanye showed up on Tim Pool's cast and walked out. And a couple days ago, he was on the Alex Jones show, which I wasn't even aware it existed. I thought Alex Jones got sued out of existence at this point. But again, obviously I'm wrong because he still has the show. Okay, Ben.
What we've been watching for the past few weeks is the obvious mental breakdown of one of the most famous people on earth, Kanye West.
Yeah. It could have something to do with his divorce. God only knows, right? What bothers me, and I'll get into it a little bit, a little more deeply, in depth shortly. What is this hatred of Jewish people? I don't get it. I don't understand where this comes from. Not just a Jewish person, but Jewish people. All Jews are this or all Jews are that, and we all know what happened in Germany, and we're going to talk about that. I have a real story to share, maybe at the end about, we'll get there. Go ahead.
Who now wishes to be known as Ye. What we've been watching here is obviously a manic episode from a person who has been diagnosed with bipolar disorder. I've been saying this since the very beginning. Several things can be true at once. One, Kanye West, he is a Jew hater. Pretty obviously, there's no way to avoid that conclusion. The stuff that he's been ranting and raving over the past several weeks demonstrates that he doesn't just hate specific Jews, he hates the Jews.
Exactly. That's my point. Is it anti-Semitic to hate a particular person who happens to be Jewish? No, maybe they did you wrong. To hate people you don't even know just because they're Jewish? What the hell is that? That's silly. But of course, obviously, Nazi Germany, etc. But I mean, the Jews throughout the history of the world, the recorded history, for some reason, they seem to be the scapegoat of everything. I mean, even in England, I think it was the 1600s, they tossed out all the Jewish people. The same in other countries around Europe and all over the place. For some reason, Jews get to be the scapegoats. It doesn't make any sense. No, I mean, some people would tie it back to the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. But of course, if you've read the Bible, I think it's in Matthew or Mark, I'm not sure. What did he say before Jesus died? He said, "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." So there's this, Jesus himself said, "I forgive these people for killing me right now because they don't know what they do," because it's part of the plan, if you believe in Christianity, that Jesus had to die for our sins, right? And so he's saying, I had to do that. This had to happen. I forgive the people who did it because it was part of the deal. That's what was going to happen. So if Jesus Christ himself forgave the people who crucified him, I mean, what is this lingering hatred 2,000 years later? What more of an authority do you need? I forgive these people for having me crucified. He said it himself. Anyway, go on.
Jews are the problem, according to Kanye West. He's been spewing Der Stürmer, Nazi-esque anti-Semitism for weeks. And last night on Alex Jones's show, he made that perfectly clear. So that is true.
That is one way to put it, Ben. Yes, he certainly made it perfectly clear. Let's go on.
It is also true that Kanye West is a person with bipolar disorder, and this is a person in the middle of a manic episode because there's no other way to explain his behavior. It's not performance art. It's not some sort of rational argument on behalf of hatred of Jews. He leaves that to Nick Fuentes. And the fact is that Ye West is in the middle of a mental breakdown, and we are watching it on the world's most public stage. It is the most famous person to have a mental breakdown probably since Howard Hughes publicly.
Now, I don't know if Kanye has been diagnosed. I'll assume Ben knows what he's talking about here. But I mean, that certainly would explain a few things, wouldn't it? Is he off his meds? He's got an imbalance up there in the Schmetzen. I don't know what's going on, but this is not the way normal people act. I'm sorry, it's just not the way normal people act. There's something a little bit screwy here, and I don't think Ben, and I certainly am not. I don't think most people are coming at this guy with hatred. It's not a hatred thing. We want to see the man get better, whatever it takes, counseling or something. And I mean, if he truly is a Nazi, I mean, he certainly can believe that, but he will be ostracized, as he should be, from society. Go on.
And that says something about how our media cover mental breakdowns. It says something about how American society treats madness. Mm-hmm. We seem to treat really outlying insanity as a form of rationality. And meanwhile, we treat kind of borderline normal behavior as mentally ill.
Yeah, you see, that's the thing, though, Ben, is some people kind of look around. It's like, it seems like everybody's going crazy. What's going on? So when do you cross the threshold where being normal is crazy and being crazy is normal? Deep thoughts.
So we tend to overdiagnose, for example, depression, anxiety, ADHD, right? Things that are sort of on the borderline of normalcy. We tend to overprescribe for those things.
Especially young boys, and
things exist. Some people need prescription medication for that, but we tend to overprescribe that. And we wildly underserve people who have serious mental disorders, ranging from bipolar disorder to schizophrenia.
Just like the creepy stalker guy. I mean, clearly anybody who watches the guy's videos from last night, the guy's got a mental problem. There's absolutely no question. And I don't need a PhD in psychiatry to look at the guy and say there's something fucking wrong here. Can we say the same thing about Kanye? That's Ben's assertion. Let's go.
And we treat that as though it is normal behavior. And finally, while being mad, while being disturbed does not relieve you of responsibility for your Jew hatred, it does suggest that we ought to take the pronouncements of Ye West with a certain lack of seriousness, because this is a person in the middle of an episode.
Yep.
You know, there's no other way to play it. And honestly, I can despise what he is saying, because what he is saying is evil.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And I can also recognize that this is a person who needs treatment, not a camera. This person needs treatment, not a set of lights in his face.
Absolutely. 100%. Yeah. The guy, I mean, no hate. It's just the guy needs some help, you know. And I mean, compassionate individuals all over the world are going to say the same thing. Man, you know, dude, maybe you ought to see somebody, you know, go, you know, try to figure out what's going on here. You know,
and there are a lot of people out there who are making a lot of money off of Ye by putting him in front of a camera. There are a lot of people who are cynically utilizing this person's mental breakdown in order to facilitate their own career. And here
now, is it Kanye? Because he's got the shoes, right? Because he's got the Yeezys or whatever. And then there's another very, very wealthy, famous man. Is it Dr. Dre with the Beats headphone? I think he's got the Beats headphones. Yeah. You know, Dr. Dre's dude.
Thinking specifically of Nick Fuentes and Milo Yiannopoulos.
Talk about having a fucking money factory. That man, amazing.
There are a bunch of people around Ye who could be attempting to get him the treatment he obviously needs.
We hope so. Yeah.
And I'm not here to pathologize people's insane thoughts or evil thoughts. Again, he's sitting across from Nick Fuentes, who routinely engages in evil thoughts. Okay, but Nick Fuentes is not an insane person. Nick Fuentes is not having a mental breakdown. He just thinks evil things.
Well, I know, I get your point, Ben. I don't know. Someone who's pro-Nazi, I think there's got to be a little bit of something up in the schmetzen, if you know what I'm saying.
Ye West, after his display over the past week particularly, whatever you thought of him before, whether you thought that he was just an erratic personality who had decided to spew anti-Semitism, or whether you thought that he was perfectly rational, it is obvious over the course of the past several weeks that this is not the case and has not been the case for a while.
Nope. No, it's something. Yeah, it's not good. And I mean, this man is, you know, he's a human. He's a fellow man. He's got kids. You know, unfortunately, went through some shit with his ex-wife now, but you know, his kids. He's a father, for Christ's sake. You know, he's going to be in his kid's life, and this is some crazy shit. Go on, Ben.
Ranging from his tweet storm in which he talked about Chris Paul stooping his wife to his defense of Balenciaga to the actual appearance on Alex Jones.
I'm sorry. Did he defend? Okay. I didn't know that.
Start this in order. The only reason I'm playing these clips is because it's important for people to recognize, because I'm seeing a lot of people who are denying that what we are seeing from Ye here is actual mental illness. It is mental illness. Hey, this is disturbed behavior. Any doctor.
And I mean, you know, Shapiro is a doctor himself. And I believe his wife is a doctor of psychiatry or something. So I suspect there's, you know, some pillow talk. It's like, what do you think's going on there? Well, I'm a professional. I'm going to tell you what's going on. Yeah.
Doctor will tell you that this is disturbed behavior.
In other words, I would believe Ben Shapiro that he knows what he's talking about here.
First of all, I know psychologists who have spoken with Ye. He is obviously disturbed, but you don't have to be a doctor to know this. This is a disturbed human being.
No, you don't have to say, show me the receipts. Where's your PhD? Don't need a PhD. I don't need a freaking advanced degree to know that something fucking is going on with this man. It's obvious. Come on now. You know, evolution or God, believe whatever you want to, built in certain things in our brain. In the lizard brain, you just know when things are off with people. You don't need a degree for that. Go on.
And you can see it last night. When you are on a set with Nick Fuentes and Alex Jones,
Nick, and apparently an actual Nazi.
And those are the two rational guys in the room trying to pull you back from the brink, looking embarrassed by you standing for Hitler. At that point, you have to start wondering, is there a problem? I mean, your first indicator that there's a problem is when you stride into Alex Jones's studio. First of all, that in and of itself, not great. You stride.
Oh, Ben, I love you little babushka.
Into Alex Jones's studio, wearing what appears to be an oversized baggy jacket and a full face covering black mask. When I say a mask, I don't mean like just face. It covers his entire head. It looks like he's about to go rob a bank, except you can't even see his eyes.
Yeah, it's pretty scary.
Kanye West.
Shit,
I mean,
man.
he's literally there with what looks like a black sock over his head. Apparently, it's a Balenciaga sock over his head, as we'll discuss in a moment. He actually defended Balenciaga yesterday. So for all those people on the right who are saying, well, Ye he's a good Christian who's just defending her honor. First of all, if this is your Christian lineup, right? If this is the best Western Christendom has to offer, is Ye last night, Alex Jones, and Nick Fuentes, Western Christendom is in serious, serious trouble.
I would agree with that statement. Oh, by the way, if you don't know, Ben Shapiro is he's a Orthodox Jew, so he's a Jewish man.
But this guy yesterday was defending the company that put out pedophilic ads. So there are a lot of problems. So he walks in.
I think we're gonna do that one because I have a working theory on this Balenciaga, whatever they had. Basically BSDM toys dressed up in BSDM garb. They didn't have the ball gag, but everything short of that. And they had like 4-year-old children, girls, modeling with this stuff. It's fucking scary shit. But I don't. Well, we'll get to that later.
And he sits down looking like this. For folks, again, who cannot see, he is sitting on the far left-hand side of the screen, and he is wearing a very oversized baggy jacket. And he is wearing a full-on black sock over his head. You cannot see his eyes. You cannot see his face. You cannot see anything about him except what looks like it's like an eraser head.
Now, let me just toss something out there. Maybe it's plausible deniability. How do you know it was me?
And then you've got Alex Jones in the middle, and then you have Nick Fuentes on the end wearing some sort of blue hoodie sweatshirt. Okay, so.
Ever tell you that story? I'll do it at the end. I'll have that story and the Secret Service interview. The hamster was involved in.
Here is here's Alex Jones with Ye West yesterday.
Well, that's right. You're not Hitler. You're not a Nazi. You don't deserve to be called that and demonized.
Well, I see good things about Hitler also.
I see good things about Hitler. Okay. Like what?
The Jew, I love everyone, and Jewish people are not going to tell me you can love, us, and you can love.
I have no idea what this video is. It looks like somebody being tortured. It's horrible stuff. I didn't know this was coming. I don't know what this is. Sorry.
What we're doing to you with the contracts, and you can love what we're pushing with the pornography. But this guy that invented highways, invented the very microphone that I use as a musician.
Excuse me. Hitler did not invent highways. He did not invent a microphone. There were microphones for decades before Hitler. So Kanye, you're kind of off there in La La Land. Did Hitler build the Autobahn under his administration, the big superhighway in Germany? Yes. Hitler also authorized the Volkswagen Beetle. Okay, he didn't invent any of this shit. He just wrote the check for it. You hear me? Okay.
You can't say out loud that this person ever did anything good. And I'm done with that. I'm done with the classifications. Every human being has something of value that they brought to the table.
I don't care how much value Hitler brought to the table by authorizing the Volkswagen Beetle or the fucking Autobahn or the whatever. None of that would be sufficient to offset the horror that this man brought to this world. Nothing would be sufficient for that. And I'll get to that. I had to talk in a top, what the hell was it? Top secret interview, top secret clearance interview for someone. So I'll tell you the story.
Especially Hitler.
Oh, God.
Especially Hitler. Okay, now, coming out of a person who was not wearing a face covering mask.
Excuse me 1 second. By the way, it's not just limited to Hitler, and this is the part that unfortunately some people in the world rather they don't want to talk about Stalin. They don't want to talk about Mao. None of these fucking murdering thugs brought anything of value into this world that could possibly offset the horror. None of these people. Go on.
And who was not about to launch, sitting next to a copy of the Holy Bible, by the way. He's speaking just as Jesus would here. Yeah, West.
Of course, yeah.
In the coming from a just normal anti.
Again, he should read the passage when Jesus was on the cross. Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. It's in the Bible, Kanye. Read that.
Semite. And there are some other people on the screen you could choose from. You would say that this is just pure rote anti-Semitism. But as I say, I don't think this is just pure rote, disgusting, craven anti-Semitism. It is. But I don't think that's the limit of it. As you can see, Alex Jones gets more and more uncomfortable here. And there is a certain perverse hilarity to the fact that Alex Jones is the moderate on the panel. And Alex Jones is suddenly Larry King here.
That's an interesting way to put it. Yeah, he's the Larry King. He's the moderate, big voice in the middle in this fucking clown show.
But here's Alex Jones again trying to walk Ye West back from the Hitler support, the open Hitler support, and Ye just jumping in with both feet.
Yep.
I like Hitler.
I don't like Hitler. And I know you're trying to be shocking with that.
I'm not trying to be shocking. I like Hitler. I do not. The Holocaust is not what happened. Let's look at the facts of that.
And here we go down the crazy train rabbit hole. What the fuck are you talking about, Kanye? How much more evidence would you Holocaust deniers need? Tens of thousands of bodies stacked up at the freaking concentration. What more do you need to understand that this shit happened? The Holocaust is real. It's not fake. It's not the moon landing. It's not some conspiracy theory. Look at the stacks of dead people. Dead Jews in the concentration camps when the Russians and the U.S. liberated those places. It's undeniable. So I don't know where these people get this. It was faked. It was not real. What the fuck are you talking about? Seriously, why is this even a discussion? It happened. It was horrible. What the fuck? It didn't real. No, it wasn't really the bullshit. Bullshit.
And Hitler has a lot of redeeming qualities.
No, Hitler has no redeeming qualities. Except he signed off on the Beetle, I guess. That's his thing. Oh, just wait for the Secret Service thing at the end here. You're not even going to believe the questions the hamster was asked about oh God.
Unbelievable.
Yep.
Unbelievable. Except that he's mad. Except there's a person in the middle of a mental break.
There's got to be something. Something is not clicking correctly. There's an imbalance. There's a storm up there in the Schmetzen. Something's going on.
And
here.
I say that again, advisedly, because I'm not here to pathologize people's evil. In fact, I prefer for people to take responsibility for their evil. This person is in the middle of a mental breakdown. And it's not just from that clip or from his garb.
No.
It is from this clip. I mean, where he actively starts, he took out the prime minister of Israel is a person named Benjamin Netanyahu.
Yep.
Okay. Bibi Netanyahu, as he is called, his Ye brought to the studio.
Is he the prime minister again? I haven't been following that. Was he reelected again? Okay. Seems like a decent enough.
Small Met.
I don't know.
And a bottle of Yoo-Hoo. And I'm not kidding you, like the chocolate milk Yoo-Hoo. And
except it's not milk, Ben. It was the Jews who claimed it was Jesus Christ. What in God's name?
He started trotting them around the table while doing the supposed voice of Benjamin Netanyahu, who he accused of attempting to kill him. This is mad behavior.
He's going to send Mossad out there to take care of Kanye West. Okay, yeah, Kanye. Maybe we should sit down and have a discussion with someone who is a professional on mental health. That'd probably be a good start. That'd be a good.
This is mentally disturbed behavior.
Yeah.
This is not something. If you saw a person on the street doing this, you would understand this is a mentally disturbed person. If you saw this in the halls of a mental hospital, you would understand this is a mentally disturbed person.
Yep.
You put him on TV, and suddenly we're supposed to treat it like celebrity behavior.
I'm looking around, and everywhere I see Mossad agents with Benjamin Netanyahu masks on trying to off me. Right.
We're supposed to treat every behavior by a celebrity as celebrity behavior up until the point when they actually do something terrible to themselves. I mean, honestly, that's my great fear here for Kanye West, is that if he is in the middle of a manic episode, the depression on the other side of the mania very often is coincident with the level of the mania. So if the mania is really high, the depression is really low. So, I mean, I would not be surprised, God forbid, something should happen, that Ye should do something to himself.
We absolutely don't want that. And hopefully his friends, family, and other people who care about him get him some help. We don't want a self-deletion at the end of this thing, believing he's some kind of martyr for the cause or some shit. No. He needs help. He needs some brain work here. There's no other way to look at it.
Given his behavior. I mean, again, my grandfather was schizophrenic. I know what serious mental illness looks like. This is serious mental illness, and we are watching it. And
in real
people
time.
are treating it for a variety of reasons as though it is not mentally ill behavior. You have some people on the left treating it as though it's not mentally ill behavior so that they can link Ye West.
They want to link the Republicans. Well, see Kanye West as their leader. No, he's not. The man has some problems. And people who care about him hopefully will get him the help he needs.
Despicable views on Jews with Donald Trump, and then Donald Trump by proxy to the entire Republican Party. You have some people in the media who are treating it not that way because they wish to make money off the ratings. I feel bad even talking about this a little bit at this point, given the fact that this is a disturbed individual. But again, I keep saying he's a disturbed individual because I want people to understand, number one, that the words he is saying make no sense. And that's not an insult. They don't make any sense. They're nonsensical. And I also would love for people to understand, who are defending Ye West, that when you defend a person who's in the middle of a mental episode, you are not doing them any good.
Nope.
You are not adding value to the world. You're doing something quite cruel.
Yep.
And here's Ye West going mad on air. I mean, there's no other way to put this.
The ADL had a meeting 2 weeks ago and said, Alex Jones is an agent of evil. He should be taken off the air. He's the devil because he doesn't want you to take 4 shots. And I'm like, what are you doing calling me anti-Semitic? I'm not against groups. I don't get into group politics.
Adam, I've got the perfect answer for the ADL. They are going to have to listen up. What we did is we brought Netanyahu with us. Netanyahu, what do you have to say? What do you have to say to Alex Jones right now, Nick Fuentes and Ye? It was bad. It was bad for Trump to meet with Nick and Ye. Okay. I had no idea your voice is going to sound like that, Ned.
I mean, Alex Jones is going, oh my God. I mean, my stock and trade is fucking crazy, but this is, oh, good Lord.
Yahoo.
This is wild. I mean, this is even Alex Jones on the air was calling this crazy. And Ye was like, who you calling crazy? And Alex Jones like, the whole world is crazy. The whole world's crazy. But what he really means is you are crazy. When Alex Jones is calling you crazy,
you got a problem. Yeah.
Obviously, there is a problem. I mean, even Alex Jones, throughout the interview, again, the rich irony of this is that Alex Jones has finally been embarrassed by another human being. He is an embarrassing human being all on his own. And he was embarrassed by another human being here being Ye. And you can actually see it on camera. Here's a little bit of that.
So you don't like Benjamin Netanyahu?
I just heard about this guy 2 weeks ago since like the tweet, and I thought he had a funny name. I heard he's like really into he's like a super killer. I could die for saying this. So in case this the last time you ever hear from me.
I'm glad you guys are here, and we can sit here and upset. All I'm telling you is, do you guys realize that the British government created Hitler and the Milner Group put him in power? And there's something much more sophisticated. And I personally think that most Jews are great people, and I understand there's a Jewish mafia, and they're used to demonize anybody that promotes freedom. But I don't blame Jews in general.
Now here's Alex Jones getting back to the this is the stock I deal with here. The Jewish mafia. This is, oh God in heaven. Oh my God.
Alex Jones trying to walk back Jew hatred there.
Exactly.
I know the Jews, man. And
but hey, you know, I'm more of a moderate Jew hater over here.
British created Hitler.
Yeah, right.
But most Jews are. I mean, like Alex Jones trying to play the moderate man. Okay, so
yeah,
again, Ye West is in the. I keep saying it over and over because I think that there are too many people out there who are pretending that it is not the case for a variety of reasons. Yesterday, Ye West tweeted out before being banned from Twitter, which we'll discuss in a moment. Quote, I stand by Balenciaga and denounce all witch hunts, and I cancel culture. Jesus is king. Ending trafficking doesn't start or end with a fashion campaign, for Christ's sake. And then he tweeted again, featuring a picture of himself. Never turn our backs. Demna and the Balenciaga family for life. Cancel culture. Jesus, please heal. Alrighty, guys. The rest of the show is continuing.
Okay. Well, I think you you get the message, right? There's a lot to talk about. Let's bring some chats in here and talk about it. Russell Dufresne. There's a gang in every race. There's black gangs. There's Jewish gangs, white gangs. Exactly. There's bad people in every, you know, it's not exclusively, oh my God, he's Jewish, so he's evil. Can you get what is this shit? I just don't understand it. I really don't. DJ Ronnie G, I don't think it's unreasonable to dislike Netanyahu, but of course Kanye has a whole bunch of shit built around his ideas. I use the term, yeah, I know. I mean, if you don't like Benjamin Netanyahu, if you're a Jewish Israeli who gets the vote for, well, then don't vote for the guy. I mean, what are you going to do? You don't like him, vote for the other guy or whatever. But of course, even in Israel, is it really a choice when it comes to this stuff? I'm not sure. I'm really starting to wonder very seriously. In the United States, we have the red and the blue. We got the Democrats and do we really have a choice? Or is it the same thing, just with a slightly different outfit? You know what I'm saying? I think you do. Easter Sunday says there is a Jewish mafia. Well, I think literally the mafia back in the 20s and 30s, there was a Jewish guy at the top, or one of the top guys. He was part of the Italian mafia there. I believe that's true. I can't fault them for being smart in their gang activities as far as, that's another thing. I mean, there's a lot of theories out there. I'm not going to go off into crazy land here, but, maybe there are a lot of Jewish people in Hollywood because they're really good at that type of work. Has anyone given that? Maybe they're just good at it. They have a natural affinity for and a talent for that type of work, or in banking or wherever, Jewish folks tend to predominate. So what? They're good at it. Well, there's a lot of hamsters in engineering, so let's have some hamsterism. What? Well, maybe we're just good at it. You never know. Johnny Midnight says Bugsy Siegel. He was pretty much made Las Vegas. Yeah. But I think it was, I can't think of the man's name, but it was, he was like the guy in The Godfather 2, the old guy, Hyman Roth. So I think he was big in the mafia, a Jewish man. I mean, there were Irish people in there in the gang, the Italian people, obviously. So let's just talk about Jewish people. I mean, why not talk about the Irish who were in the mafia? I mean, come on. It's crazy. What about the Irish guys, the twins over in England? I think they were Irish, maybe. Taking care of business over there. It wasn't pretty. Wasn't pretty. The hamster mafia. Thank you, Alex. Yes. Yes, you are the hamster mafia. Anyway, let's get to my stories. Okay, number one. I was at a place in Austin, Texas. This was during was it during the freaking, I can't remember. No, it wasn't 2016. I think it was 2018. Anyway, so Trump was going to come to town because there was this big Apple manufacturing place, which was right next to where I was working at the time. Apple really didn't do much there. They just kind of assembled circuit card. They didn't. Yeah, it was okay. And then Apple was going to. I think they're building a new facility over on McNeil down the road a little bit east. I think they're building a new factory. But anyway, Trump wanted to come down, get some credit, blah, 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 right? And so we're out there, and I've got film of it somewhere. I might have to post that. It was kind of funny. But we're standing around, and the Secret Service did their thing, and nobody could leave, and you couldn't blah, 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 blah. I mean, as you would expect, the president shows up. Right? There's black limousines everywhere and SUVs and people with guns and stuff. That's true. I was there. I watched it. Anyway, so at some point, I don't know when Trump landed, but he came in, I think, via limousine from Bergstrom Airport. They shut down the entire interstate system in fucking Austin, which was fucking amazing because if you've been to Austin, you know the traffic is crazy. And here comes Alex Jones, the guy we just looked at in a like an SUV army looking thing. And he's got this bullhorn. Fuck Hillary or fuck Apple or fuck, whatever. And there's all these people. Fuck Apple. And I'm like, what the hell? Fuck, why? Fuck Apple, blah, 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 blah. That actually happened. So I saw Alex Jones over there spewing whatever he thinks out of a megaphone. Johnny Midnight, the Cray twins, I think, were over in England. Anyway, so here's the Secret Service interview. So, guy I was working with went to a different place. And he had to get a top. Oh, hi, Riggs. Riggs is here to give us all herpes. So, I was there. He went into the interview. And this was for a top secret clearance. So this is pretty intense, right? You can get a secret clearance. That's not too bad. But if you go for top secret, I mean, they're crawling up your freaking asshole. They're talking to your freaking teacher from third grade, and they want to know, did you ever rip off candy? All kinds of crazy shit, right? And so I was, worked with this guy. So I was brought in. And it's like, okay, hamster, sit down. We got to, talk about this guy, because what they're trying to do at that point is they know everything. By the time you get to that point for a top secret clearance, they know everything. They know you jacked yourself off in sixth grade in the bathroom, all kinds of crazy, whatever you've done, they know. All right. So if you're going to lie to them at this point, you're fucked. There's no reason because they know it all anyway. But what they try to do at some point is interview the people that you've worked with and you hung around with, various things like that, to see, okay, so this guy seems cool, or woman seems cool, right? Probably wouldn't be a big security risk here for a top secret clearance, but we want to know who these people hang out with, right? Do they hang out with Nazis? Do they hang out with racists? Do they hang out with weird people, drug users, alcohol abusers, that kind of shit? Because, they're very thorough, right? And I think this is the Secret Service that does that. It might be the FBI. I'm not sure. So anyway, I sat down with this guy, and he's spewing a bunch of bullshit. I'm like, okay, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then he asked me the question. He asked me a lot of questions I won't repeat here. Not because it's top secret, because we'd be banned from YouTube again. You imagine the worst thing you could possibly say about, say, a person of color, and he would be asking me that, using the N-word and all kinds of crazy shit. Because he's trying to see, I'm guessing, if Hamster is some kind of racist or, whatever, hater, blah, blah, blah. He asked me questions about Obama, who was president at the time, that kind of thing. Well, don't you believe Obama being an N-word is what are you doing? What the fuck? I was like shocked. Maybe that was part of it too, to see how you'd react. I don't know. But he eventually got around to the question about Hitler. He said, well, I mean, Hitler wasn't all that bad, was he? I said, yeah, I think he was. He killed millions of people and all kinds of, but I mean, there's got to be something there. Hitler wasn't completely bad. I said, yeah, I'm pretty sure he was mostly 100% bad. Yeah. Oh, come on. There must have been some. I mean, you got to admit, you got to admit, right, that the Nazis, doing what they did, well, it was some benefit to society. I'm like, not really. No, I think no. That would be a big no. And eventually he got around to what he was trying to get at. Wow, there had to be something. Like, for example, women got into the workplace. Women got to work and And I'm like, reluctantly, okay, I understand what you're saying. I get your point. But I think society at the time was changing at that point to where women would be more, accepted into the workplace. So I think it would have happened naturally. We didn't have to murder 10, 20, 30 million people to make that happen. That's basically what I said. But it was weird. It's an interesting, oh God, you wouldn't even, I can't even tell you. If I said it, I would be banned. This guy was talking N-words and this and hoes and da-da-da and crack hose, but you don't even want to know. But especially with respect to President Obama. Well, he's an N. You can't possibly. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, I really couldn't believe it. But again, I think that's part of it. They throw you off a little bit. But in this case, it wasn't a little bit. It was a lot of bit. I was like, what? Anyway, that's my story. All right. We might do some Balenciaga later. But for now, I will check out. Thank you all for showing up and appreciate you. And we'll see you next time.